She told me he was stronger than me. Those were her words. Not braver, not more resilient, just stronger. A word that felt like a punch to the gut, deflating every ounce of confidence I'd ever built. She didn't yell it, didn't whisper it. It was a flat clinical statement, delivered like a diagnosis. We were standing by the river, the same spot where we'd carved our initials into a tree just a year before. I thought she'd brought me there to reminisce, maybe even reaffirm what we had. Instead, she was there to amputate, to tell me I wasn't enough, not anymore. I didn't mean to fall for him, she said, her gaze fixed on the water, refusing to meet mine, but he makes me feel secure, protected. Secure, protected. As if I hadn't spent the last 2 years being her rock, her confidant, her first call for everything. I remembered walking away from that river, the gentle flow of the water, a mocking contrast to the torrent of emotions raging inside me. My vision blurred, my chest ached, and her voice echoed, "He's stronger." Stronger how? Financially? Physically? Mentally? I never asked. I didn't want to know. Maybe I feared the answer. Maybe I feared she was right. She moved on quickly. I saw the pictures online. Him towering over her, her smiling a smile I'd never quite earned. It felt like a public execution of my worth, a constant reminder that I was found wanting. It shattered me. I barely slept. My apartment, once filled with her laughter, became a hollow echo chamber of my own despair. My friends tried to pull me out, suggesting hikes, game nights, anything to keep me from drowning in the what-ifs. But every time I came home, the silence smothered me, a heavy blanket woven with memories of her scent, her presence. She didn't contact me again, not a stray text, not a casual check-in. And slowly, agonizingly, I began to let go of the hope that she would. I started rebuilding myself, not for her return, but because I was tired of feeling broken. I signed up for a coding boot camp, started running again, rediscovered my love for cooking elaborate meals just for myself. I stopped checking her social media, eventually blocking her updates. I figured if she was truly happy, then I had to find my own. It wasn't easy. Healing never is. But it worked. I found a quiet strength in solitude, in proving to myself that I was whole on my own. Morning workouts, the satisfaction of a challenging new recipe, the peace of a quiet evening. These became my anchors. I began to truly enjoy my own company, a concept that felt alien just weeks before. Then, almost exactly a month later, my phone buzzed. A message from her. "Can we talk?" I stared at the screen, a bizarre mix of dread and morbid curiosity swirling within me. My first instinct was to delete it, to preserve the fragile peace I'd found. But the raw, unadulterated shock of her message pulled me in. Curiosity, that ancient enemy, won. We met at a quiet coffee shop, not our old spot. A new chapter, I thought. She walked in slower this time, her usual confident stride replaced by a hesitant shuffle. Her eyes were puffy, her smile a pale imitation of what I remembered. "Thanks for meeting me," she said, her voice barely a whisper. I just nodded, saying nothing. "I'm not here to make excuses," she continued, stirring her coffee with a hand that trembled slightly. I need to say this." She took a shaky breath. "I thought he was stronger," she said, her voice cracking. "But he wasn't. Not really." I looked at her, unblinking. "He made me feel like I was on top of the world, like nothing could touch me. But that feeling faded, and what was left, it was nothing. He was controlling. He was cruel. And by the time I realized what I had given up, you were gone." She reached across the table, but I didn't move. "I'm so sorry," she whispered, tears welling in her eyes. "I hurt you. I know I don't deserve another chance, but I miss you every day. And if there's even a sliver of you that still feels something for me, please." Her voice dissolved into sobs. I should have felt triumphant, vindicated. She had left me in pieces, and now she was the one shattering. But all I felt was a profound calm, like standing on a mountaintop after a storm, breathing in clear, crisp air. I didn't say anything for a long moment. I just looked at her. Really looked. The girl who once said I was her everything. The woman who abandoned me for a fleeting illusion of strength. And now, the person begging for a second chance at something she herself destroyed. I'm not angry anymore, I finally said, but I'm not the same person you left. She nodded, tears streaming down her face. I loved you, I continued, my voice steady. God, I really did. And for a while, I hoped you'd come back, apologize, say you made a mistake. But now that you're here, I realized something. What? She asked, her voice trembling. I'm okay without you. She covered her face, shoulders shaking. I'm glad you found your truth, I added. But I don't want to rehash the past. I don't want maybe this time it'll work. I want peace, and I found it. We sat there in silence. Not the heavy, painful kind, but a quiet, peaceful silence. She stood up slowly, wiping her eyes. I wish you the best, she said. You too, I replied. She left without looking back. And for the first time in a long time, I didn't watch her go. I finished my coffee, walked outside, and breathed in the cool air like it was the first time I ever tasted freedom.